Hello, Business 153 Human Resource Management. This week, we move into week 5. Can you believe it? We have just a few more weeks left, and then this course wraps up. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Module 8 and Module 9 this week, and then you have a discussion board post due as well. And so Module 8 discusses compensation and benefits, and Module 9, performance management and appraisal. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at compensation and benefits. This happens to be my favorite module in this course. I think the book does a really great job in providing an overview of compensation and benefits, but keep in mind that this is really just the tip of the iceberg. We have an entire course dedicated just to this module. It's called Business 258, Compensation and Management, or excuse me, Compensation and Benefits. I happen to be teaching it this semester. Obviously, you're going to complete the study plans and the assessments for Module 8 and Module 9, and then we have a discussion board. So Module 8 talks a little bit about why compensation and benefits are important. It goes into the different compensation laws. For instance, we have FLSA, the Fair Labor Standards Act, which talks about overtime and minimum wage. It also looks at the Equal Pay Act as well. There's different types of compensation, so you'll learn about the different types of compensation, indirect, direct compensation. You'll also learn about compensation and motivation, those intrinsic and extrinsic rewards, and how to pay your employees so that they are motivated in the workplace. You'll also learn about developing a pay structure, and then legally required benefits, and then fringe benefits. And that's really where our discussion board comes into play. So let's go ahead and take a look at these questions. So the first question that you need to answer in your discussion board post is that there are several types of legally required benefits and additional benefits. And these are found on page 201 and 202 of your textbook, or they're found within the tile. If you go into the section that says Introduction to Benefits and Benefit Trends, benefits, you'll find these legally required benefits and those additional benefits. So what I'd like for you to do is briefly list those legally required benefits and those fringe benefits that are in the textbook. Please just don't copy and paste it, because that's actually plagiarism, but put it into your own words. Also, as far as the additional benefits, they do offer a couple of different types of benefits here, but feel free to use the internet as well. The internet is a great source for human resource professionals, because I will say that there are a lot of resources out there that cover HR topics. And so you can go ahead and research additional benefits that might not be listed in the book. All right, as long as you cite your source. I always use the internet. There's nothing wrong with using the internet in your coursework, again, as long as you're citing your information and not passing it off as your own work. So the second question talks about legally required benefits. So the textbook, believe it or not, does not discuss health insurance in the legally required or even under the additional benefits section. I wonder why that is. Well, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to do a quick internet search and discuss if health insurance is legally required or not. It's really easy to find out there on the internet. Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. It just depends on the situation. And so I want you to research that, because it's not discussed in the textbook. All right, the last question talks about direct and indirect compensation. And so there is a section in your textbook that talks about direct and indirect compensation and the differences between the two. So I'd like for you to go ahead and explain what those are, and then also discuss how companies decide on how to pay their employees. Is there any sort of method to their madness, or do they just assign random figures? I know sometimes it feels like that they might do that, but I like to think that there is a method to their madness, and that there are ways that companies can structure their pay. Right, your initial post is worth 25 points, and then your responses to 2 others are worth 25 points as well. I also want to remind you that a discussion board post is not social media, it's not Twitter, so please use proper grammar and spelling. Also, don't forget to use punctuation and capitalization. I think one of my biggest pet peeves is that a lot of students approach the discussion board as similarly to how they would post something on, social media. There's no breaks in sentences, there's no punctuation, there's no capitalization. Keep in mind that this is college and this is a discussion board post. It is an assignment, it's worth points. So please make sure that you're doing all of that. Now, I know most of you do that, but I do still see some students who are not quite utilizing proper sentence structure. So please go ahead and do that for me. I appreciate it. And that's the best way that you can earn the most points possible. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much.